My industry is sustainable fashion, and I'm going to give a commentary on industry issues. So, what is the mission of sustainable fashion? It rests on 3 pillars: environment, workers, and consumers. The first pillar of environment focuses on minimizing the environmental impact of garment manufacturing activities. It does this by talking about the treatment of wastewater, origin of dyes, pesticides and fertilizers used, and pollution agents generated by factories are factors that can be controlled and supervised to some extent to reduce the damage to the surrounding systems. Workers. Respecting fundamental human rights regardless of the location or legal system of a country. We push this by encouraging fair wages, appropriate and safe facilities, and general workers' health conditions, by administering fair price policies, lobbying, and auditing garment suppliers. Consumers. Providing a quality service and transparent information about the characteristics of a product is very important to the mission. Increase public knowledge about injustice in the workplace, hidden animal components of garments, and quality of the fibers used. Drive consumers to ask more questions and get more information before buying. Providing complete data about any relevant detail of a product is an essential component of what we consider unethical behavior. Now, let's take a look at the overview of these arguments. Sustainability challenges in the clothing industry are not new. There has been a flurry of media attention around fair trade fashion and a number of new niche clothing labels emerging. But to make sustainable clothing mainstream, there are overarching aspects of the industry that need to be tackled. The main 3 are materials, production, and disposal. Let's take a look at materials. Today's clothes are made from combinations of a wide range of natural, man-made, or synthetic fabrics. All types of fabrics have sustainability impacts which need to be managed and, where harmful to people and planet, reduced. Let's take a look at production. There are 2 facets to the production of fashion: the chemistry and the workforce. Each need resolutions for the physical and mental health of employees involved. Disposal. Over the last 2 decades, clothing has become increasingly affordable for everyone. Retailers and brands have capitalized on this affordability by moving away from a summer and winter season to a fresh collection throughout the year. Because of a much lower unit cost, retailers have to sell significantly more product in order to maintain levels of turnover and market share. The success of retailers and brands currently demand an unsustainable increase in volumes of clothing. Let's take a look at the arguments. Although my industry falls under the umbrella of fashion, these arguments represent ethical, economic, ecological, and social climates throughout the world. Let's take a look at materials. The main issues that lie in materials are the pesticide use in growing cotton, genetic modification, water use, and fair conditions and prices for growers. The main issues that lie in production are the use of toxic chemicals in pre-treatment and to dye, print, or apply finishes, water and energy used during dye, print, and finishing processes, untreated waste from factories, working conditions, human rights, boycotts, and supplier audit fatigue. The main issues that lie in disposal are unsustainable consumption and clothes ending up in landfill when they could easily be recycled. Let's take a look at some of the recommendations that I've found so far. The recommendations I have found for materials lie under the importance of recycling. To reduce the environmental impacts of producing man-made fabrics, the focus needs to be on using renewable materials as a basis for these fabrics. Cellulose-based fibers like viscose already make up 11% of man-made fibers and are not synthetic. Synthetic oil-based fabrics can only be sustainable if they become part of a closed-loop recovery and recycling program to avoid landfill. Retailers need to publish their standards on chemicals and operate systems to assess the performance of their suppliers. Safety regulations covering all products containing chemicals imported into any country need to be introduced. There needs to be an ongoing research into ways to limit chemicals and a global phase-out to the end of the sale of cotton. Raising awareness among disposal, talking about recycling and the responsibility between the producer and consumer, understanding the consequences to their actions. Let's see how this is moved forward. I believe there will be already new fashion trends, and I can see in my own personal company that I work for how this is changing the thoughts and ideas of others, a lift off to sustainable movements, an improvement for human rights, diversity and growth within the fashion industry, introducing new types of models and new types of fabrics and new types of fashion, and then a new type of innovation and creativity, allowing the minds of people to really understand that there is much more outside of the box than just using fast fashion.